friends, welcome back to another exciting episode of TechnoGeek SFDC. In this video, we are going to talk about auto-launched flows. They're not triggered flows, they're auto-launch flows. So basically what auto-launch flows are in Salesforce. So these are the flows which doesn't have any screen, okay, and you can run them in a background. So these types of flows basically you can call from your process builder, your Apex classes, or from your another flow kind of subflows. So where we use auto launch flows, so usually in most of the scenarios where we want to create a reusable execution of elements, there we create the auto launch flows. So let's take an example. So let's say you have a business scenario where in backend you create contact and you create a task and then you send an email to the account owner. So basically you need a piece of execution where you give the account ID, you give two string variables like last name and first name, and automatically it creates the contact, it creates a task, and then it sends out an email. Okay, and this particular execution you want it to be generic so that you can call it either from opportunity process builder, or you call it from account process builder, or you call it from any Apex class, from anywhere. So in these types of scenarios we create auto launch flows. So I hope you got an idea of what auto launch flows, no triggers, are being used. Now let's see how we create this auto launch flows. Okay, so for that we can come to flow again and we can create on new flow. Here you get an option of auto launch flows. So as you can see from the description as well, like you can call it from Apex, process builder, REST APIs, and many more. Okay, so we will select this option, auto launch flows, no trigger, and we'll click on create. Okay, now we have a start element, and then we will be having only end element. So now we will start creating our resources basically, or the variables you can say. So as I said, I need three types of variable. One is, let's say, account ID data, which will be of type text. Okay, I will make it as available for input and output. So when I'm making it as available for input, you can pass the value of this variable, that is account ID data, from outside, either from Apex, process builder, anywhere. Similarly, I'll create two more variables. So contact first name, again it will be of data type text, and then I'll make it as available for input, and I'll create one more called contact last name. Okay, again it will be a text, and I'll make it available for input. Okay, so now what we need to do first we need to create a contact basically. Okay, so for that we will use a create element, create contact. Okay, uh, the name is little different. Okay, okay, and then I will be using one, and now I need to select separate record types and literals. Okay, now we want to create contact records. Here we will currently only, we will map only three fields, whatever we are taking it from the UI. Okay, this you can map it to the variables which you have created. So account ID, and then I'll select for first name, which will be your contact first name, and then I'll select for last name. Okay, and let's say it will be contact last name. So this is done. Now let's say I have created one contact. Next is, I need to send an email. Okay, so for sending email I will be using the actions. Here I will select, let's say, email alert. Now let me just quickly see if I have any account email alert. No. Okay, okay, so I will be just creating a simple email. You can use email alerts as well here. So I will be just using a simple email. Let's say demo email. Okay, and then body, I'll just create a new resource of type variable, and then I'll give email body. Data type, I'll keep it as text, and default value I'll just give it as, let's say, uh, test subject. Okay, next. Okay, I think I have given the other way around. Okay, I'll just use the same for body as well. And now I need to select who will be the recipient. Okay, so recipient will be the email addresses. So I'll just give a dummy email address, like you can say, I'll just create a new resource. Data type will be text, and I'll just give my email address as a default, just to showcase that yeah, email will be received here. And then I have created email. So now this is an email action which I have created. Similarly, if you see here, you can also call any other subflows. So any other auto launched flow view which you have created, you can call that in your this flow as well. So in this way, you can create a flow in terms of modularity. So you can create small flows and make them reusable so that you can use it anywhere. Now next part is we need to create a task. Okay, create task. I'll use separate variables. Okay, and then in this I will give the description as, let's say I'll just give that email body as only what we have created there. And then what ID will be my account ID. Okay, I'll give this, and let me see what all fields we can okay, so activity, due date, or let's say we can give the call type. Call type I will set it as internal, and then I'll click on done. Okay, so I have created this auto launched flow. Now let's click on save. Auto launched demo, and I'll click on save here. Okay, so now my flow got created. I will activate this. Now let's see how we can use it from the process builder. Okay, so in process builder, you can come here. I'll just try to create a new process builder for account, or let me see if I have any. I'll just create a new, or I have an existing one. I'll just open this. Let me see, no criteria. Okay, okay, so here I have one field update already in place, so I'll remove this, and I'll, so I will be removing this field update. I don't want this, and I'll just add another action. So in action, you can see you have an option to call flows. Okay, so as soon as I clicked on flows, I can give any action name, let's say demo flow. Okay, and now I can search all the flows, all the auto launch flows basically you will see in the dropdown which you have created. So in our case, we have created this uh, auto launched demo. Okay, now if you have any input or output variable in your flows, you will get an option to set the flow variables. I will click on add rows, and I can select what all things I want to pass. Okay, so if you see, I have account ID data, which is a field reference I will keep, and it will be your account ID. So I'll just keep it as account ID. Okay, similarly I will select for the contact first name, which will be a string, and I'll give as test. And I will also search for contact last name, where it is, yeah, which will be equal to last name. And now I will just save it. Let me see what. Okay, so now my record is created and updated, and so now I have a process builder which will run every time. I have just removed the criteria to show that how it's going to work, and then I have used a demo flow into it. Okay, these are the auto launch flows, and I have clicked on save, and now I will activate this. Post activation, I will now come to accounts. Now let me see, I have any account. Okay, I'll use this account, check final. And as far as I see, I don't have any contact into it. I will also open the contact tab so that we can see what all things got created. Now let's say I clicked on rating. I'll just change the rating. Okay, and I'll click on save. As soon as I clicked on save, see, now there is a contact got created, test last name. Okay, for which we had provided the details, and it got associated with my check final account. Similarly, if I show you the task, there must have been a new task inserted here. Okay, yeah. So if you can see, there's a task got created with priority as normal, related to check, and status is not started. These are the variables which we had set in our flows. Okay, and last thing, we will just check our mail if I received any mail. Yeah, so you can see I received a mail as well. This is a test subject. So this is the basically use case of auto launch flows. As you have seen here, we had created a reusable flows, and now you can call this flow from everywhere, from any part. Like you can call it from Apex, process builder we have just seen it now. Now to call a flow from Apex, here is the syntax what you are seeing on the UI. Okay, so basically what you need to do is you need to create first a map of string, and then it will be an object. Okay, so string will be your the key will be basically your flow variable name what we had created in our flow, that is account ID, data, contact first name, contact last name, and then you need to create an instance of the flow. So basically an interview instance of the flow. So it will be something like flow dot interview dot API name of your flow, and then in the function you can pass the map, and then you have an option to do my flow dot start, and your flow will get executed. So this is how we can use auto launch flows in your business requirement. So I hope you found this video as useful. So thanks for your time, and please do subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.